your morning companion. This is the news headline review. You're welcome to the news headline review right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. I remain your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedo. And as usual, as you know, on the news headline review, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered on all areas and issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. And you know, I don't sit in to do it alone. Joining me in the studios this morning is Mr. Biadozo and Miss Regina Bless, who will be sharing their informed perspectives on issues that matter to you right here on the show. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
The grace is the grace is sufficient.
Yeah, we bless God for that. Miss Regina?
Yeah.
Oh, we thank God. It's a Friday morning, you know, prepping ourselves for the weekend. What's that for the weekend? The weekend has already started. Today is Friday and the weekend has already started. Maybe as a party be pie, I'm inviting your wife. Now I have to release some stress. Alright, so let's dive into the major news items for this morning. Government to make education curriculum more industry focused. Rashid Pupil. Minister for Jobs, Labour and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pupil, has indicated that the government is urgently restructuring Ghana's education curriculum to make it more industry focused. According to the minister, Ghana must be deliberate in encouraging young Ghanaians to be practical and innovative, moving away from the usual theoretical approach. Speaking at the annual National Precision Quality Conference organized by the Design and Technology Institute, the Minister for Labour, Dr. Rashid, stressed the need for immediate action to restructure the education curriculum to drive growth and development. He added, resetting is not just a talk, it's an action, and the action must start from changing our attitude in education. In the training we give to our young people in developing the TVET into a much more complex and sophisticated instrument that can respond to the challenges of development in the world and in Ghana in particular. Also, the founder and president of the Design and Technology Institute, Constance Elizabeth Swanky, has called for government policies to outlast political cycles to ensure sustained support for initiatives equipping youth with industry-relevant, precision-assured skills. She added, practicing politics should not uphold hostage our future. Our youth deserve constituency. Our youth deserve consistency. Frequent policy changes driven by political cycle waste opportunities and resources. Human capital must become a bipartisan national goal that lasts beyond election. And this was coming from the Minister of Jobs, Labour and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pupil. He's saying government is restructuring Ghana's education curriculum to make it more industry focused and practical. He emphasized strengthening technical and vocational education and training, which is also known as the TVET, so that young Ghanaians can develop skills that meet industry demands rather than being limited to theory. And Ms. Constance Elizabeth Swanky added the voice, and who is also the founder of Design and Technology Institute, stressed the need for long-term bipartisan policies in education, arguing that frequent political changes waste resources, harm Ghana's human capital development. Now they want to make it industry focused. Whether industry focused and practical means learning or training that is made to fit what businesses really need, not just classroom theory. It's all about your skills, your practical aspects of your education. what you can do with your hands. So for example, instead of only studying how computer works, students also need to learn how to fix software problems or build apps, because looking at our system right now, that is what company need people with more practical knowledge rather than just theory. You have the theory, and if you can't apply, how then do I employ you to make sure that you're going to help my company grow? So that is what they are bringing on board. Miss Eugenia, share your thoughts with me, please.
Okay, so it's a great idea, and I'm happy it's coming from Rashid, because he's someone known in the country. He's someone who's innovative and also intelligent as well. So coming from him, I think the right people would have to listen to him. I think that is the Ministry of Education, GES, and also government as a whole. Looking at our education system, I always say our education system is flawed. Honestly, all we are centered about is theory. Not all schools do practicals.
Exactly.
And I'll say 90% of schools are into theory aspects, and only 10% are into practical aspects. I had a friend who didn't go to SHS but went to a vocational school right after we completed JHS, and that friend now is a boss. And as grown as I am here, I wished I followed in his footsteps, because once one question I say it's, should I say it's, as a music mechanic, it's like you've tarnished the image if you don't go to SHS. Wakechi sa pepepe. Woko vocational school must wabon. And so then times nyansa me wo sisias and me was nyansa na SHS na manko. I can back vocational school, like, but now I'm a boss on my own. I have my own shop, but so this focusing on theory, practical aspect of the education, I think is really important. One thing he said, not only about learning what the computer entails, but knowing how to develop something. I wish in our ICT especially, they taught us how to develop a website.
Yeah.
Those things are really paying. The apps we are seeing that we are using, it's all based on ICT. Obi eno ko school no ko sua ade or yan hu practicals, and all this WhatsApp app nearby or the Telegram app. We think that these apps are not paying. They are really paying. Take WhatsApp for example. Then number of people using WhatsApp, millions. Telegram, Instagram, in fact all the social media handles, Netflix and all these petty apps, a lot of people are using. So you can just imagine the amount that owner is generating from it. So I think it's high time we focus more on practical aspects. When you go to some schools currently, they don't even have computer up till now. Even if they have computer, it's only one computer they use for practicals. And just imagine a government school having about 50 students in a class. How can all these people touch the computer and be like, oh, use it like this, use it like that, use it like this? So I think it's high time they concentrate more on practicals. And also the notion most people have when it comes to these visual arts students, I think it's high time they take off that notion. Say visual arts, when you venture into visual arts, it's a wabon. When it comes to visual arts, it entails a lot. It entails fabric making, it entails pottery, it entails your friend is saying making shoe beads and other stuffs, and it entails a lot. Home econs, for example, it entails a lot. So it's high time they concentrate on these schools and make sure that in every school they are practicing what they are teaching them. It should be 30% and the 80% should be practical.
Right. Miss Debbie.
Yes, so the system we find ourselves currently consume more industrial, industrial thoughts or activities more than when it has to do with theory. And you see, of late, we've been seeing children, that has to do with the Chinese, coming up with something they've invented
that is useful to them. And it's not only useful to them as a country, but it's useful to the whole world. Recently, I saw engineering students of KNUST coming up with an automobile vehicle. And that vehicle does not use fuel. It uses electricity. And it's a student that came up with this. That is very nice. If we have students at the university that learn how to do these things, imagine you coming up. When we have thousands of these people, then it means that we are making progress as a country. The theory, it's not helping us, because in as much as you are learning the theory, you are supposed to also learn the practical aspect. It is the practical aspect that puts you on the globe, not the theory. So you go to school to learn maybe what is science, or how to add chemicals to produce medicine. They've taught you theory. You're supposed to learn the practical. You're supposed to get all the necessary chemicals that you mix to make that medicine. And so when you're able to do that, that will project you, not the theory. If somebody comes to you that I want to buy para, and then you start talking with your mouth without giving the person medicine, how would the person get well? So you give the person medicine. We should know how to produce it. And because we don't do much with when it has to do with this industrialization stuffs, vocational stuffs, we don't do so much into it. That is when we get to import a lot of things from the country, because we don't do it. And so we are always at the mercies of other countries till they do it yet. We were here. AI, who brought AI? The Western world. Now the whole world is using AI. And AI has actually makes things very easy. Now they've also brought out robots. If you're a man and you don't feel like having a woman, like natural woman, you go in for robots. You want to satisfy your
sexual.
Yes, you go in for robots. If you're a woman, you feel like giving birth. You know, some woman will tell you that when I give birth, there is a change. Definitely there will be a change. Some way, you give it to robot. They have a way of doing it, and then the robot carry the baby and bring it forth for you. You see, so it will be nice if Africans will also start doing that. And I'm happy because of late it looks like they are trying to change the minds of young people coming up to divert more into vocational skills, divert more into engineering. When you come to Ghana and we are talking about engineering, 90% of people in those sectors are males. But now we have females also pushing themselves in there. And it's helping. Recently I saw a video where senior high school students who are into this, now they are teaching engineering at the senior high school level. Yes. They brought out a plane. And then they use the remote. And like it was so nice. And then they were explaining how they did it, how you can use it and stuff. So it's nice. But you see, aside we teaching them that, let's also make sure that we have all the equipment and all the gadget that will make it easy for them. So imagine I go to school and then I go to learn engineering and stuff. I want to produce my thing. And then I come out and there is no, how will I say it? There is no equipment to help me out. Or we don't really have institutions that are much into engineering. Then it means I'm a boka. And so that is why a lot of these engineering students, immediately they are done, they travel out of the country. Because we don't really have, even the ones we have, we are not resourcing it enough. And so it makes it look as if it's useless. Then when we have to look at the fashion, the baking aspect that has to do with the home and stuff, people are really making money out of it. Of late, people don't do one work. You won't see even government workers do not only go to the office. They have side business they do. People are now learning skills. Those times we see people who endeavor into such courses as daft. We see them not to be intelligent enough, but they are the one making the monies today. If I should tell you the amount of money people make a day, it's mind blowing. There is this girl that in senior high school, she beat Kekonyama. She tells me she's taking me 200 cedis. For bid though, 200 cedis. So imagine that 20 people are coming to her, and then she's taking 200 cedis a day, 2 times 20.
That's a lot.
Just imagine the amount she's making. And she's in senior SS2. She's doing fashion. and she has started making money as at this stage. Obi wienenye skaketwa. So I feel like where the world is actually heading to, we are supposed to upgrade our system, and also make the students get to know that when you have this passion to go into vocational skills or maybe the engineering side, it doesn't mean say they should clear that notions. And sometimes the teachers themselves.
But have you even noticed that this time around, when you even go to companies, they don't even look at your certificate?
Oh yes,
so
they don't.
The first class that people have been fighting for,
they don't.
I'm not saying that it's not good, it's good, but aside that, make sure that you have a skill at your fingertips that you can do, because your theory thing that you learned alone is not only going to push you to the top, like, you get me. So we should watch that as individuals as well, because that is what companies are looking for right now. They're looking for people that have the skills. So assuming someone went to just SHS and is able to do a 3-month course in practical studies and can develop a website or something, they'll pick that person over somebody who went to do degree for 4 years and is not even to do certain things, or maybe perform certain skills, or develop an app or something. It could be anything at all, depending on the industry you want to go into. So it's not always about the theory aspects. Let's pay attention to the practicality as well.
And the parent too.
Exactly.
Another issue.
Exactly.
And I'm a person be a doctor. Chinchna, go and be a doctor.
I think I heard a story on TikTok where the guy said he wants to be a content creator. He wants to start this podcasting, and he mentioned how his parents were against it. That now go and see. YouTube is the one paying him.
Yes.
The videos he's producing and posting on YouTube and other platforms, YouTube is what is paying him right now, and he just has to sit in the comfort of his home, create the content, and then off he goes.
If you're lucky, you get what's the name? A passport from the government. Now we have 4 content creators that have free passports from the government. You can go anywhere and then
diplomatic passports.
But
those
put the
4
country
people
at
have
the
really
top.
played a big role by putting the flag out there. So congratulations to them once again. Yeah, so it's not always about the theory. So I think the government has a role to play in this as well, to make sure that schools also incorporate this practicality in education system as well. It's not just the theory.
And they should resource the schools.
Yeah, and with the teachers as well. The teachers they should make sure that they have teachers available to train these people when it comes to the practical aspect. Because someone who is able to teach you theory is not that equipped to also teach you the practical aspect as well.
And then they should be able to convince the parents. Sometimes when a teacher is teaching the submission of the child, you can actually tell that this child will be good at the technical side. Then you try explaining it to the parents, and then they push them there. Not change now, you don't do that. We are born.
All right. Okay, so moving on to our next news item. Tokonu has right to challenge removal in office. Vanderpoy, the national coordinator for the district roads improvement program, Edwin Nilante Vanderpoy, says former Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu has every right to seek redress in court following her removal as Justice of the Supreme Court by President John Dramani Mahama. Justice Tokonu has filed an application for judicial review at the High Court, challenging the legality of her removal. The former Chief Justice is seeking multiple declarations that the President acted outside the powers granted by 1992 Constitution when he issued a removal warrant on September 1st, 2025, stripping her of both the office of Chief Justice and her position as a Justice of the Superior Courts. With all the work she has done, if this is the way she is going to contribute to the reform within our judicial system, then it is painful. But then we have to accept it. I just want us to understand one thing here. The executive has not done anything wrong as far as this whole process is concerned. It is an opportunity that has been offered to us by which we can say that let's develop laws and systems that will make it difficult for anyone to bring up such a petition to remove a Supreme Court judge on the issue itself, I would say it is within her right to go for a review. You know, when it came to the issue of the Chief Justice, when she was removed from court, I thought her silence was, that means that like she's done with the whole issue. But it looks like she's coming back boot for boot again. So Edwin Nee Lante van der Poel says former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo has every right to challenge her removal in court. There's no big deal about that. She has every right to go and challenge it. Good. Justice Torkornoo has filed for a judicial review at the High Court, arguing that President John Dramani Mahama acted beyond the powers of the 1992 Constitution when he removed her on September 1st, 2025. She is seeking declaration that the removal was unconstitutional. Van der Poel noted that while her removal is painful, considering her service, it also offers Ghana an opportunity to strengthen laws and systems on how Supreme Court judges can be removed. So apparently, once you become a lawyer, then you become a chief, then you become a justice of the court, then you graduate to becoming a chief justice. And per my knowledge, the processes that you go through to get to the top, which is the chief justice, is the same process that you also get go through to become a justice of the court, or a judge of the court as well. So that means that right now that you have been removed as a chief justice, automatically you've also been removed as a justice of the court. So right now the chief justice has filed for a challenge that former chief justice has filed for a challenge that if she has been removed as chief justice, then she should be able to maintain her position as a justice of the court. But yo man, it doesn't work like that. As you mean, I think yesterday Mr. Dubik explained this here, that if you are an elder of a church, you become an elder before you become a pastor. So if they take that position from you as a pastor, automatically you cannot become an elder. So that is it. This issue back and forth. They said it's unconstitutional.
Her removal is unconstitutional.
That's what she said. But what was your reaction when you saw this news story in particular?
Well, when I saw it, like I laughed. I laughed. But you see, I'm coming. I researched something very small here.
Right. Good.
So the CJ has the right to challenge her removal from office.
Yes.
According to Ghana's constitution, specifically Article 146, a superior court judge, including the CJ, can only be removed from office after an inquiry by a duly constituted body. If the removal process does not follow this constitutional procedure, the affected judge can seek judicial review. So the CJ can actually file for a review as she is doing according to Article 146. And they said she can actually do that on the fact or the basis that maybe her removal was not passed through a constitutional process. But we all know that it was passed through a constitutional process, because after President Mahama was petitioned, the petition was actually pushed to a body or a legal committee.
Exactly.
And they deliberated on the issue. I think it took about months. We never got to know what was detailed in that. It went through legal process. And so whatever they found out, it was presented to the president. And I think on the result was what the president would stand on to declare his verdict. And so the president or the government telling the CJ to pack her things is per the results of the investigation done by the legal committee. So they're saying that the CJ's removal is not right, right?
Yeah.
How is it not right?
Well, looking at the whole situation, they are actually making it look as if the president just got up.
Yes.
And then in his own power, did what he wanted to do.
But he didn't do that. we sat here, we were in this country when the president actually announced to us, or we got information from the presidency through Felix Kwachofosu, and then we got to know that President Mahama has been petitioned by a group of people, individuals, seeking for the removal of the CJ. What did he do? As I said, he presented it to a committee, a legal committee of that matter.
The Council of State.
The Council of State.
And afterwards, they brought up a committee.
Yes.
Which involves neutral people. Well, to investigate into the issue. And after investigating into the issue, you and I were here the last time when we saw a puffy envelope which was presented to President John Dramani Mahama. And per our knowledge, it said that whatever report that the committee comes up with, whether it is good or bad, the president cannot be revealed to the public. Than to just announce it as it is.
So he did. So that's what I'm saying, that what we heard from President Mahama is based on the result that was given to him by the committee. So I don't think he stood up on his own and then feel like, CJ, why will he do that? No. Like, he's sleeping one day and then having a bad dream and just wake up, hello CJ, can you pack it in? No. That's we have the law. The law must work. The law. I have heard people say that we've had CJs who have done worse but they were not removed from office. So does it mean that we should just keep quiet and watch people becoming CJ and then doing what they want?
But even that, if we've had CJs who have performed worse than that, were petitions presented to the president for her removal?
That's another case. Maybe it was presented and they didn't act on it. Like, what happened? We got to know that the former government, the former president, was petitioned concerning the CJ, and he never took action. It was after this current administration came on board that we got to know that the first petition was presented to former President Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
So maybe those CJs did worse. They were petitioned, but President Sankasa Nefeli said, no, I don't want to take action. Remain at your post and do your work. Exactly. But see, in as much as we have the law and the rules are working, you, the CJ, you know what is constituted in the law. Why must you go against it? People who petitioned the president have come up with something they feel like you've done wrong.
Right.
And I don't think everybody at all will stand up and petition a president concerning your removal without identifying any irregularities at the execution of your activities. No. So please, we say you what I could down for a law, but we beg you, you should let us rest.
She has said it all.
No.
She has said it all.
It's sad.
Like how we always say, and what she said, I don't believe if there were irregularities, she would be removed just like that. They would make sure they solve whatever irregularities they have with her before she's been removed. And I also believe that if she has no faults, she has no debt, there's no way she will be removed.
Exactly.
She would still be maintained as the Chief Justice of Ghana. But unfortunately, you are the ex-Chief Justice of Ghana. See, one thing I know about humans, when you are in a position or when you've not been elected for something, position where me nyapa said they measure but once you get it's not power it did with you.
Especially females.
See, I'm a woman. We are all women, but let's be honest with ourselves. When women get power, they misuse it. Women are pompous.
Oh yes.
They will sit on top of you to let you know, yes, they are the one in power.
But is that what our vice president is doing though?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Good.
She's not doing that. She doesn't have 100% power. Oh yeah.
We'll come back to that.
So as I was saying, it would be hard for, should I say, a disciplined person to maintain the integrity or how she was brought up, to maintain it that way once money and power comes together. But looking at Chief Justice, see, she can be my mom. In fact, she's my mother. Let me put it that way. But honestly, what she's doing is wrong. You are someone of the law, and you need to respect that. During all this process, she has made it clear to us that she doesn't respect the law. From them local suing to international suing, she has made it clear to us that she's someone who doesn't respect the law. And to other law institutions that were supporting her, should I say they should bow their head down in shame?
You can say that.
Yes, they should bow down their heads in shame, because it's even a debt to your institution. And one thing most people were saying, she's a woman, she's a woman, she's a woman. So the fact that she's a woman, it means that she shouldn't be cautioned when she's wrong. And I always say that during investigation, even when it comes to criminal activities, you're a suspect and you can be suspended. That is right. But the moment you are being suspended and through that investigation, the final verdict which comes doesn't align with the reason why you are being suspended, and everything shows you are free to go back or resume to your activities. But the moment the best thing they have to do is to let you go. So which side, which paragraph, which body, which conclusion said the process these people took wasn't the right process? And with what Van der Poel said, it's true. She has every right to sue the president. She has every right to sue the institution. She has sued the president too.
To sue or to challenge?
Challenge, I know I need sue. Say, courts. Oh, you've not heard that she has sued the president?
I didn't hear that.
She has sued the president. In today's headlines I read, she has sued the president.
Thank you.
Her confidence level is
for that. Yeah, she has every right.
Yeah, she has every right.
She has every right. But it wouldn't change the fact that they follow the process, and you are wrong.
If I was in her shoe, I'll just give up.
No,
exactly.
I think those advising her are doing more harm than good. I'm not sure this woman is doing this alone.
Really?
There are people, yes. I believe there are people pushing her for to stand for her right.
Which right?
Her right.
Chief Justice right.
Anyway, still on the issue of the Chief Justice here. So Kamaldeen Abdullahi, a Deputy Communications Director of the NPP, says Ghana's constitution should be changed so that presidents can no longer appoint or remove chief justices. He argues that when presidents have this power, it makes the judiciary look political instead of independent. He believes this weakens democracy because judges may not be seen as serving political interests rather than the law. He described President Mahama's removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo as a stain on Ghana's democracy. Kamaldeen wants Article 146 of the Constitution to be amended so that the process of appointing or removing a Chief Justice is independent and free from presidential control, making it harder for politics to interfere in the judiciary. In short, he's saying that the president should not be the one to be choosing or sacking chief justices because it puts too much politics in the judiciary. Left for me alone, I think this actually shows that the rule of law is working. Irrespective of whoever that you are, if you flout the rules, it will take you. And I think we should rather be proud about this rather than bashing.
Yeah. And I think with what this person is saying, that the power for the president to elect or appoint a chief justice should be taken from the president. I think in a way it's true and in a way it's not true. In Ghana, we tend to politicize everything to the point where even when NPP comes to power, they want to bring their own people on board so they tend to sack some people. The same thing also applies to NDC. When they come into power, they also sack people and bring their own people on board. In actual fact, it shouldn't be like that. You should maintain the people who were already there. There's a reason why this person is saying that is because of what is going on.
Yes.
Nana do buy obey microphobia free so. Mahama so buy onu so obey microphobia free so. Inti to me na ye they are show monsano. I will say they are misusing it. O de your friend is saying, my puna ye IGP. Nanado appointed Dampare. He's off. Mahama baye wabetuno. Sisi a why na omode na ba yohonu. I wouldn't be surprised if the next 4 years to come say MPP we need power yohonu omubetuno. It has become a competition between these two parties. Mami yiwe onso baba be yiwe. It has become a competition. We should learn to we should learn how to work with people regardless of the party that appointed them. I'm not saying if they do wrong you can't sack them, but IGP omuyi ni free so what was the main reason omuyi ni free so and other sectors omuyi in kofobi, what was the main reason they sacked all these people? First off, thorough explanation didn't come. All we heard was this person has been sacked. So I think in a way he's right. Certain positions are a position that institution needs to tread independently on its own. It shouldn't be given to the president. Because meaning say Yemfa Jane Mensah for example say Nyamian patana ye unifiswa. Oh,
Let's on the line.
You know.
Let's on the
So
line.
you see, omu unifisu nipa omode ne beba. The next party or beba say Nyamian patana koye MPP omu be yi san nipa ne fisu. Because I want to work with my people, and that my people I have to control and influence them.
Right.
So if the president is no longer going to be the one to appoint or remove the chief justice, who then?
They have to give it to a neutral body. A body and MPP and NDC. And they have to investigate well.
And you have the assurance that this neutral body won't be influenced.
And America said they have to investigate. And the farmer Ghanaians. And
or we have to vote for chief justice.
Exactly.
No. You see,
but
we have the arms of government.
Exactly.
We have the legislatives who are parliamentarians. We have the executives, and then we have the judiciary. Now, when you take the legislatives, the parliamentarians, we the citizens vote for them. But even if a president should appoint a parliamentarian for a position, the parliamentarians themselves even vote on that person. That person is being interrogated by both the minority and the majority. If a president should appoint, most of the members of parliament has position. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources is also a member of parliament. But when he was appointed by President Mahama, he was being vetted by parliamentarians. So why then is it that a president is supposed to appoint a CJ, and then together with some parliamentarians and executives, they will now think about, okay, so the president together with parliamentarians and executives now appoint a CJ. It doesn't work like that. When it happens like that, there is no checks and balances. So why not allow the judiciary becomes an independent body?
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Separation
Because
of powers.
it's like the executive is interfering in the business of the judiciary. But
But do you also know that the Chief Justice is also the fourth highest person?
Yes, he's the fourth. When the president is not around, the vice is not around, the Speaker of Parliament is not around. Is the CJ? Is the CJ? That is what I'm saying. It arms of government, they are supposed to work independently. And I make her say, the executive, although we know that the executive has the power because the executive has to do with the president and his cabinet, but even if a president should appoint a parliamentarian, parliamentarians vote on the person, they vet the person to ensure whether this person is capable. So why then is it that when it has to do with the judiciary, the executive together with the parliamentarians are supposed to come together to do that? No, it's not done that way. So I believe that the judiciary should be left to do their work independently.
Then if that's the case, if the Chief Justice is the fourth highest person, then we should vote for Chief Justice as well.
We should vote for Chief Justice,
Yes.
as
in the parliamentarians can also vote for Chief Justice, not the president appointing a Chief Justice. Because right now the power lies in the president to appoint.
No. Why would parliamentarians vote for Chief Justice? Are you there to law and Wakobi? The judiciary themselves to vote for their people. Yes, parliamentarian, no better than judiciary. Are they? You focus on your work and then you allow the judiciary to also do their work. So you allow the judiciary, the system themselves, vote for their own people. They know who can manage the affairs of the judiciary without being politically biased. And because president has the power to appoint a CJ, that is why we are seeing all this. On me, 100%, they should strip the power from a president from appointing a CJ to prevent these things from reoccurring in the future.
That's her opinion. What are your thoughts as well? You can share your thoughts with us on our Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio, Instagram at GhanaTalks Radio, TikTok at GhanaTalks Radio, YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, and X at GhanaTalks Radio. Well, we had a very beautiful conversation right here in the studios on the News Headline Review. Thank you so much for joining us. Up next, we have the Beach Girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Grow, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The Ghana Medical Association GMA President Dr. Frank Serebo has urged Ghanaians to use their vote to hold politicians accountable in the fight against galamsey. He said the association has joined the fight not only to protect the environment, but also to safeguard public health and reduce preventable disease burdens. Dr. Serebo argued that political pressure is the most effective tool to force change. When the GMA asked political parties to declare their positions and sign a pact, we wanted clarity on where they stand. Some called for strike actions, but strikes are not sustainable. The Ghana Medical Association president maintained that illegal mining remains widespread in many communities and stressed the need for relentless public mobilization to demand concrete action from leaders. So this is coming from the Ghana Medical Association president. As for Galam said, will continue to hit on it till we've seen an improvement when it has to do with illegal mining. Now everybody is calling on the government. Government, why are you silent? This is not what you promised us. What we are seeing on ground is something different. Why? And he's urging voters to use their power when it's due for election to vote out and vote in people they feel like can actually help us in the country, especially when it has to do with illegal mining. Because it's very difficult for a politician to declare his stance on illegal mining. Trust me. You ask a politician, they will tell you something different. We are not ready to stop. We are not ready to bring an end to illegal mining. We are not. And I know someone will be like, oh, illegal mining, we won't stop. The Ghana Journalists Association has brought out a statement that the media should continue hitting back at the government, hitting back at public officials, hitting back at politicians till they do the needful, till they do the right thing, especially Galamsey. If we don't continue to act as a watchdog to hold these people accountable for their own words, their own promises, they are not going to do the right thing. They are not going to do the right thing. And where illegal mining has gotten to, if we don't take an immediate step or action to stop it, it's going to haunt us as a country. It's going to haunt us massively. And our leaders, they are not helping us enough. They are not helping us. Now they want to deploy military on site permanently. I don't even know whether that is going to solve illegal mining. For me, I don't think it will solve it. You can try your possible best. But you see, when we don't go after the people who actually lure the citizens to dig into our forest reserves, to dig down into our water bodies for the gold, then we are fighting a loose battle. Because you have to go after the person, providing them with excavators, providing them with the necessary chemicals and all the equipment needed in digging those gold. And I know allegedly some politicians are involved. And that is why the fight has become so difficult. And you see, what is funny is that most of these politicians are the same people that will come out and be calling illegal mining has to stop, blah, 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 blah. But behind the scene, they are doing it. They are doing it. And you see, it's a pity because we, the citizens, have not come to a point where we will understand that we are harming ourselves, not the leaders. If today we should start exporting water, we should start importing water from other countries, can you pay for it? Do you even have a passport to travel out of the country? No, you don't. You don't have it. You are risking your life down in a pit, while the person who is pushing you down there is sitting in his office with an AC. And because of a penny, you destroy our forest reserves, you destroy our water bodies. Now those big rivers like the River Ankobra, River Pra that we've been proud of, we can no longer boast of it again. Those rivers then times serve as a tourist site for people. They want to see the River Ankobra we are talking about. They want to see the River Pra we are talking about. Now when you get there, it has now become Milo.
Just need bread.
Bread. You just need bread and then you are good to go. At first, when you get there and you see the cleanliness of the water, the serene environment, it's so beautiful. But now we've destroyed it with our own hands. We've destroyed it. And some of these chiefs, they are part. They are part. Because you can't tell me that someone can just wake up from his house and then straight into a community and then start mining without getting a go ahead from the chief of that community. It doesn't happen. It is this chiefs that gives them the go ahead to mine. Until we start arresting some chiefs in this country, illegal mining is so intended. But you see, the saddest part is that we Ghanaians will still be heartbroken if upon all the promises and all the talking and all the 20 paragraphs being read to us, illegal mining is still not being solved. Then I'm sorry, but what is the essence of we having leaders? Because they know fully well that this act is hurting us. It's hurting us. And because of illegal mining, we've lost a lot of prominent people. Even the people that died and they are not prominent, I'm sure there are more. And because they are not prominent, anymore. They are dead and gone because of Galamsey. And up to now, Galamsey is still on the rise. Up to now, we have people going on site. And up to now, we are still burning excavators. We are deporting foreign nationals. And now, foreign national betting for no chrome. When you do straight to this country to mine illegally, destroy our forest reserves, and after they've taken the gold, pump to their country. They don't even sell it here, and we are rather at lost. We have the gold, but we are seeing no improvement. We always boast of we having gold, we having bauxite, we having all the natural resources, but we are not seeing it. We are not seeing it. Ghana is known as, that is why first they used to call it as Gold Coast. Because our gold in Kwan. So if you are talking about one of the richest African countries, Ghana should be one. Ahani yete. 10 pesos te kuka yenibi. We have to be moving about begging before we can survive as a country. For how long are we going to hurt ourselves? For how long are we going to keep quiet and allow the selfishness of some people drain the lives of innocent souls? Please, to this current government, Mr. President, with all due respect, I feel like you are being slowed. We want to see much effort. People are calling for shoot and kill approach. They say shoot and kill your kill your more. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
So much, Miss Debbie. See, I said shoot and kill no more pa. Shoot to kill your more. Ayo. Today in history.
Today in history, 1944. The Moscow Armistice signed on this day by Finland, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom officially ended the Continuation War, forcing Finland to re-establish the terms of the 1940 Moscow Peace Treaty with modifications that included territorial cessions, substantial war reparations, and the expulsion of German troops from Finnish territory. The armistice also stipulated that Finland would lease the Pukala district to the Soviet Union for 50 years, a move that signaled Finland's shift in allegiance from the Axis power to the Allies. New Zealand becomes the first self-governing nation to grant women the right to vote. In parliamentary elections, a landmark achievement of the suffrage movement led by figures like Kate Sheppard and the Women's Christian Temperance Union. This historic decision was the culmination of 6 years of campaigning, including massive petitions to Parliament, and was signed into law by Governor Lord Glasgow. Earthquake shakes Mexico City with a magnitude of 7.1, toppled dozens of buildings and damaged hundreds more. At least 326 people died, including 187 in Mexico City. Thousands of volunteers helped rescue workers day and night, using buckets, shopping trolleys, and wheelbarrows to shift stones of debris in the search for survivors. President James Garfield dies. Who had been in office just under 4 months, succumbs to wounds inflicted by an assassin 80 days earlier. On July 2nd, Garfield's assassin was an attorney and political office seeker named Charles. Charles was a relative stranger to the president and his administration in an era when federal positions were doled out on a who-you-know basis. When his requests for an appointment were ignored, a furious Charles stalked the president, vowing revenge. On the morning of July 2nd, 1881, Charles Garfield headed for the Baltimore and Potomac Railway Station on his way to a short vacation. As he walked through the station toward the waiting train, Charles stepped behind the president and fired 2 shots. The first bullet grazed Garfield's arm and the second lodged below his pancreas. Looking at some observances, 4 p.m. Finish Day is a promotional campaign founded by Red Bull, celebrated on the 3rd Friday of September each year to encourage employees to work more productively and finish their day at 4 p.m. The day advocates for working smarter and not harder and offers tips to improve productivity, aiming to show that a shorter workday can increase employee well-being and output. National Woman Road Warrior Day, celebrated to honor working women who travel for their jobs, often balancing their professional lives with family and personal aspirations. The day recognizes their resilience, dedication, and ability to overcome the unique challenges of constant movement and a demanding career. National Concussion Awareness Day, celebrated to raise public awareness about concussions, which are a type of traumatic brain injury that can have serious consequences if not properly treated. The day encourages conversations about recognizing symptoms, ensuring appropriate treatment, and providing support for these affected, especially athletes and veterans, by promoting brain health and safety. National Tradesmen's Day. It is celebrated annually to honor the men and women in skilled trades who build and maintain the nation's infrastructure and homes. The day recognizes the crucial work of welders, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, and other skilled professionals whose training and hard work are essential for society's functioning. It serves as a reminder to operate. It serves as a reminder to appreciate these often overlooked careers and the vital services they provide. Lastly, National Overthinkers Day. The day is dedicated to those who struggle with replaying conversations, second-guessing decisions, and experiencing what-if scenarios, providing a space to normalize these thoughts and share coping skills for overthinkers. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina, for Today in History and Some Observances of the Day. As you heard, today is World 4 O'Clock Day. So that means that by 4 o'clock, you should be able to work harder, smarter, and close at 4 o'clock. So, manager, please, 4 o'clock today. So, they said it increases the lifespan of the workers as well, if they are getting enough rest. So, if you close at 4 o'clock, go home and go and rest, so that you live long on it. All right, thank you, producer, for looking at me that way. Okay, so this is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news briefly, and thank you for joining us. Stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, the new Patriotic Party set conditions for collaboration with President Mohammed's government on curbing illegal mining. Military to patrol river bodies permanently. CJ's remover site constitutional breach. Theo declares nationwide strike, blames governments for collapse of industrial peace. These and many more coming up your way shortly. Special aide to Dr. Baumia Dennis Miracle Abuaje has revealed that the new Patriotic Party's willingness to collaborate with President Mohammed's administration to combat Galamsey only if he apologized to former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. His demand stems from the reluctance of the NDC in its fight against illegal mining. He accuses President Mahama of politicizing and prioritizing economic benefits from Galamsey.
Omampeni posture no wono. Say ya me ni ande den ni antieti mangu na som sisia. Onye na dwen so be ko Galamsey. Oye omampeni abedi chire between 2009 and 2012 no. Wentumi anko Galamsey. Obeye omampeni ankasa between 2013 and 2016. Wentumi anko Galamsey.
About opposition 2016 no more. Some catch also a vice na dey. Great.
Second time it is here they no agree extensively.
No, but in the per constitution idea na
I'm glad. I'm glad. Me no agree. Now about opposition no. Material evidence say whilst he was in opposition, he was almost always on the side of the Galamseyers. I feel bad be mu no. Onto adamo a ono twentwen na say to the extent say me no ka say on one can say $6 billion of gold are buying Accra, Amane fi Ghana, and the Akwabuchi Maimuno. A move $4 billion. $4 billion oh, if it is our side of
small scale.
What it means is that we are actually exporting blood. We are exporting proceeds of crime. Oko TikToker, your account one friend of Galamsey TV. It can be omukura camera edomoso. No mu protest say buying gold no buying sika or the mom no 8,000 omo pay 12,000 Ghana cedis omampeni ankasa bie no mu ton na de ma me yemu shame ni say kebi tam na anka oba be massa response no now was expecting say he would deny deny say enye no kre say ye to Galamsey for gold onu ankasa bie no mu kai say that say ade no eye ya ankasa ya sase e na omo say no enti say sika no be ko ankronkro botom de eba aban ho a eya yesika de oka nyina ne se oba ne ye kronfo otumi ko wia na se yanche no nko no bisika no be fie nko de a udi ba ne yi and that is exactly what the president is telling us. Catholic bishop no bad exactly Catholic bishop say omo no mampeni share 2 times Catholic bishops who almost say on each of these occasions omo feel say ase sika na obenya no hu hia no ese environment no is in their letter. Mesro mampeni anopi masema meke nyina na me nto ato na me kasa nyina ne se yen yete se ne omo ye na nado danko ekufu ado no ya ye krado se galamsey ade no ya hwe ne yi a ebe toto o man na se
okay
nti ye beboa no na ode esiesie ade no na egina
okay
nti se opa ene ekope no chena onfa chew pa kese pa nkoma na ekufu ado se nana mesere wo se me bu enim tia ehwe nyankopo wanim ehwe wanim eka kire Ghana fo nyina se wo.
And that was from the aide of the former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Miracle Abuaje. In similar developments, the government has intensified efforts to combat gold with a new focus on protecting country's river bodies. Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, accompanied by Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson, inspected the Ankobra River on September 18th and announced plans to establish a permanent military base along the river to tackle galamsey. The 100-meter buffer zone along rivers will be extended to 1 kilometer to prevent illegal miners from discharging chemicals into water bodies. The Joint Task Force comprising Western Naval Command and Blue Water Guards has been conducting operations to dismantle makeshift structures and destroy dredging platforms used in galamsey. The controversy was complicated by accusations made by Felix Kwachi Ofosu, acting spokesperson for President Mahama.
But let me say that the reason why we are here today is we are moving to another major phase of our fight against illegal mining. We all know that there's no law in Ghana that allows anybody to mine in any river body. Consistently, major rivers that are key to our survival are being destroyed. And you already know the stories of Ghana Water Company plants being shut down because of this exercise. In the coming months, you will see a new shift in President Mohammed's focus. And the direction is that we are going to take control of every river body directly. There will be a clear occupation by our security forces on all the major river bodies. And we are sending warning to anybody who have been really violating the laws and getting close and really destroying our water bodies. We are determined to turn them blue. And this order has already been given. You stay out or you do so at your own peril. So we are going to go ahead and then look at it. We are going to ride all the way to where you described, and then after that we'll make some comments on the observations. Thank you.
You heard from Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Senior Vice President of Imani Africa and a legal practitioner. Kofi Bento has weighed in on the controversy surrounding Chief Justice removal. He believes President Mahama should not appoint a new CJ until Tokonu exhausts all legal challenging her removal. Bento has said that the law treats Supreme Court justices in terms of appointment and removals. He emphasizes that Tokonu's challenge is legitimate and necessary to clarify the law for future cases.
It is important for us to know, okay, that she is attacking procedure. And I keep saying that, look, you may think that, oh, why is she doing this? It is good for us. Whether she wins or she loses, it is good for us to exhaust the process. And please, let us all learn this fact that if you are in public office and you are wrongly removed, you have a right to be reinstated. These are all principles. And when we state these principles, we don't state them because of a particular personality. Look, I practice in the Supreme Court. And you will be surprised how many times I criticized some of the judgments that came out of Madam C.J. Tokono's Supreme Court. You know, on birth certificate and the 7 zeros. And I had my issues about them. But facts are facts and principles are principles. So please, if there is a principle which is amenable to be exhausted in her favor, let her go through the process. That's all I'm saying. And we need to appreciate. I mean, I hear people say, oh, there should be a new appointment of a new CJ. Wrong. And that's the point that I made. That look, when you have legal processes ongoing, The parties must hold their hand. You cannot break the law trying to fulfill the law. As we speak, there are about at least four cases, all on procedure and other things relating to this matter. The proper thing for us to do, and for us, all citizens, to insist on the president doing, is for him also to be respectful and subject to the law, which is to the effect that let the processes be exhausted. That is the position of the law. When there is a matter in court, you do not overreach the law. So you hold your hand and let the matter be exhausted. Yes, that's the law. And with the detail, I am simply saying, when you have judicial processes ongoing, you do not take actions that overreach that process.
In related news, National DRIP Coordinator Edwin Lante van der Poy believes CJ's removal presents an opportunity to strengthen Ghana's judicial system. According to Van der Poy, such incidents can lead to reforms that build a stronger and more enduring environment for future generations.
Misconduct is a misconduct. Possibly, as we are asking today, it is sad that Getty has suffered it. But we are in this country. But for the transfer and the subsequent demise of Shamokwe, Ghana's football transfer system was in the shambles. You understand? It took Shamokwe's experience, his sacrifice, to make Ghana sit down and develop a strategy for football transfers.
Okay.
For the Bosman issue in UK, the UK transfer system was in a so incidents, certain things will happen that will give any dynamic society the opportunity for a reform that will build a much more, let me say, stronger, enduring environment for the future generation. It may be sad that maybe it is her who is going through this, but that is a sacrifice you have to pay by being, let me say, a servant of the law. All the work she has done, all this work she has done, if this is the way she is going to contribute to a reform of our judicial system, it is painful, but then we have to accept it. But I just want us to understand one thing here, that the executive have not done anything wrong as far as this whole process is concerned.
Right.
It's an opportunity that has been offered us by such an issue to be able to say that, okay, now let's develop laws and systems that makes it much more difficult for anyone to bring up such a petition to remove a Supreme Court judge. On the issue itself, I would say it's within her rights to go for a review. To say. But I didn't see any aspect of the president's letter that says that she is removed as a Chief Justice and also as a Supreme Court judge.
The Teachers and Educational Workers Union of Ghana has declared an indefinite nationwide strike effective Friday, September 19th. The union is accusing the government of ignoring the plight of non-teaching staffs in the country's education sector. In a statement signed by the General Secretary, King James, TEWU directed all its members, including staff of the Ghana Education Service, public and technical universities, the Ghana Library Authority, and the Ghana Museum and Monument Board, to stay home until further notice. This decision has become inevitable due to government and employer institutions' persistent failure to address long-standing concerns, despite exhausting all laid-down legal and procedure requirements, the union said. The demands include the immediate signing of conditions of service, inclusion of non-teaching Ghana Education Service staffs in the September Continuous Professional Development Allowance, resolution of promotion-related grievances, and urgent action by the Fair Wages and Salaries Commissions to finalize outstanding agreement. TEWU cautioned against intimidation, calling such actions unfair labor practices. We have followed due process and exhausted all legal requirements under the Labour Act of Ghana. The responsibility for the disruption of industrial peace in the education sector rests with government and its agencies, the union declared. The indefinite strike is expected to paralyze administrative, security, library, and support services across schools. universities and cultural institutions nationwide. The declaration has been copied to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Labour, Ghana Education Service, Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, and the National Labour Commission. Employers have been urged to respect the lawful decision of non-teaching staff. In business, the Minister for Trade and Agribusiness, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, has assured cashew processors of the government's readiness to support them in regulating the cashew production line. This assurance aims to ensure a win-win situation for both the processors and the country, guaranteeing a return on investment. In a meeting on Thursday, 17 September 2025, the minister emphasized the government's commitment to assisting cashew processors, particularly in light of recent challenges faced by the largest cashew processing company in Ghana. Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare reaffirmed the government's drive for value addition and extension to sustain businesses and make them competitive globally. The minister said the ministry will work with relevant agencies, including the Three Crop Development Agency, to strengthen and regulate the cashew production to benefit processors and farmers. The government, she said, is committed to creating a conducive environment for investors, including those in the cashew processing industry. The meeting between the minister and some members of the Association of Cashew Processors follows a recent media report tried to exit Ghana for Ivory Coast due to rising production costs. On his part, the general manager and president of the Cashew Processors Association, Mr. Antonio, however, expressed confidence in the minister's ability to address their concern. In sports, Ghana's pension landscape is drawing attention once again as the 2025 monthly pension league table released by the Social Security and National Insurance Trust NET exposes a striking gap in retirement incomes. At one extreme, the country's highest paid pensioner now receive 207,792.37 a month, while at the other end, the lowest paid pensioner takes home 514.41. The difference is staggering. The top pension payout is nearly 392 times larger than the smallest. And while the disparity in absolute terms is glaring, the latest indexation reveals another contrast. Low-income pensioners enjoyed increases of more than 25% compared to just about 8% for those at the top. For instance, the highest pension moved from 186,777.58 in December 2024 to 201,792.37 in January 2025, while the lowest grew from 409.10 to 514.41. The published table lists the 10 highest and 10 lowest pension earners under both Act 76 and PNDC Law 247, with the top tier ranging from 58,301.91 and 201,792.37, and the bottom bracket spanning 514.41 to 669.54. These figures not only highlight how pensions mirror contributors' pre-retirement earnings, but also sharpen the debate over income inequality, sustainability, and the adequacy of benefits in shielding retirees from rising living costs. To sports, Marcus Rashford says he is very motivated after bagging a brace in FC Barcelona's 2-1 win over Newcastle United. The English forward, who is on loan from English Premier League side Manchester United, scored in the 58th and 67th minutes respectively in the win, with a second goal coming via a stunning snapshot that flew past Nick Pope in Newcastle's goal. This was after the first time Rashford scored in the Barcelona shirt after his chaotic recent stint at Man United, and FC Barcelona head coach believes that scoring twice in the win over Newcastle will give Rashford confidence. On his part, Rashford was happy about the win and his performance that backed him the Man of the Match award. Playing for Barca is an amazing experience. I've always been a huge admirer of Barcelona. 100% I'm full of excitement. I am very motivated and determined. The quality we have in the team excites me. It's so refreshing to play with these players, Rashford said, according to BBC. And that is how we end it for now on the morning news broadcast. Do well to log on to all social media platforms, as well as log in on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more updated news story. Thank you so much for doing the listening. I am Deborah Adolso. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK Abrochimemu, era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free amana never be good among Ghana Muha. It is a we a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way sorry, more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boa sound in the moon at the dia any American food GTR sounds at the Emao. Your live band in so I would tone sa at the frame ya beat me abababua. Ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawo enkan popuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi an se wo be frɛ mpanifo ɛwɔ 0546960510 GTR sounds emu ode angaza.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Good morning and welcome to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show on Ghana Talks Radio. It's the weekend edition, it's the Friday vibe, and you are going to enjoy the show this morning. My name is Pakwesi Omari. I know it's been quite a while, I've been on and off, but yes, in that moment also you have really enjoyed the ladies holding down the show. It's going to be no different this morning because I have my most controversial communicator in the studio, and I have Maxwell. Maxwell is finally done with school, so he's here with us. Max, congrats.
Thank you so much.
Say,
oh, it's fine. It's fine.
We are looking ahead of first class, eh? Hopefully, yeah. Steve.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while.
I did. You they do.
Me where they do concern.
You know they see you.
That's all. I will come.
Okay. All right. I hope all is well.
By God's grace.
And congratulations to my younger brother. I think I can call him my younger brother.
Yeah, sure.
Now it's time to reflect. And then he's now about to experience life. Yes.
Okay. So before we get into the main conversations, there is this issue that I want us to look at, and if we can share some little bit of insight into that. We all know how the removal of this CJ has sparked a whole lot of controversial conversations. So there's been a school of thought. People are saying that we should be able to find a way to take off the power from the president, to be able to, appoint or disappoint these people in such positions. What do you think of that?
You see, there's nowhere, there's no any country on earth that gives unfettered tenure of office to anybody, not even the president. Presidents can be impeached. So if presidents can be impeached, who impeached the president? The people who put the president there. The representatives of the people who put the president there are the people who impeach the president. So on a larger scale, you can say that the people impeach the president. You understand? So if the president can be impeached, why can't we do same for anybody that we appoint into office? I always say this. The president is not an individual. It is an institution. The president is not Akufo-Addo. The president is not John Mahama. The president is not going to be Bawumia. The president is not going to be Kennedy, in case any of them wins to become the president. So what you are calling for today, you might think that, oh, it is this person in power, so let me call for this. Tomorrow it will be you in power. Imagine we having a lawless Chief Justice without any checks and balance on him or her. He can stay in office as long as he wants or until he goes on retirement. He can decide that, okay, all political cases, whether at the High Court or wherever, I'm coming to sit on it on myself. What are you going to do? At that time, what basis are we going to use to impeach him or remove him from office or remove her from office? These things are there to protect them. You see, these things are not there just to impeach them more. It is also to protect them. So the law is there so that somebody can just wake up today and say, I'm removing the Chief Justice. And the Chief Justice can't also wake up one day and say, I'm doing whatever I want. So it is we finding the right balance to make sure it works. I have said this on this platform that to some extent I would agree if people say that, oh, let's look at the law that removes the Chief Justice again. Yes, I agree with that. But as it stands now, that is the law. And I hear people making argument. Yesterday, the issue that came up was the Chief Justice has been removed as a Chief Justice based on what they call it, misconduct. So she can still be a Supreme Court judge. It doesn't make any sense. Because granted that we allowed this, it goes to court, and then she is allowed to stay on as a Chief Justice. Okay, then tomorrow somebody becomes she's allowed to become the Supreme Court judge. And then tomorrow somebody becomes the Chief Justice, and that person runs mad. And because of that, infirmity of the brain is there. It's in the law that it is grounds that we can remove a Chief Justice. He runs mad, and we say, okay, the Chief Justice is mad, so we've removed him. Then he goes to court and say that I am mad, you remove me as a Chief Justice. I still have the right to be the Supreme Court judge. What kind of judgment will a madman pass? You understand the point? So once you are disqualified to be the Chief Justice, it automatically removes you as a Supreme Court judge. It is not demotion, it is removal. There's a difference between demoting you and removing you. She has not been demoted, she has been removed. So if we are to go by this logic, then somebody can say that, oh, I'm a Supreme Court judge, I've been removed. So as a Supreme Court judge, so I'm going back to the appeals court. Does that make any sense? A judge would, a Supreme Court judge will murder somebody. Then based on that, we say he doesn't have the moral character to be a judge, a chief judge, a Supreme Court judge. Then we sentence him, remove him. After a sentence, he comes out and say, okay, I was removed as a Supreme Court judge, I'm going back to the appeals court. Or I was removed as an appeals court judge, I'm going back to the High Court. Does that make any sense? So if she's gone, she's gone. If the president, we all elected the president, we all cannot go and sit at the Jubilee House and take decisions. You understand?
Yeah.
That is why we elected somebody to take that decisions on our behalf. So the president, in as much as his name is signed to the warrant that appoints the Chief Justice, it is Ghanaians that are appointing the Chief Justice. It is Ghanaians who have given the president the authority to appoint the Chief Justice. Chief Justice is the fourth most powerful person in this country. After the president, the vice president, the speaker of parliament, the Chief Justice. I have made this argument on your sister station, Bright TV, that we can one day have a very political Chief Justice become the fourth most powerful person in this country. The president travels, the vice president is sick, the the speaker also travels. Then it's him now in charge of the state, right? Then his party people influence him. Oh, Charlie, seize the opportunity and make the country yours. Imagine the chaos that will arise. You understand?
Yeah.
Politics and policies are done on party ideological lines. Let's get that clear. The party we voted for shapes the policy for the next 4 years in every sector, including the judiciary. So I will even suggest that the Chief Justice term should be coterminous with the president. For Chief Justice Court. So for Chief Justice Court. Because every political party comes in office with a manifesto, and in that manifesto they outline the things that the policies that they will do to enhance the judiciary.
True.
So if ye kofa obia or ye anti that ideology, no one believing in that policies now. So buying the policies now, person or enhance judiciary no or be dan ye. E bedroom baby enko si court ha. Dabi. E wo mu hia court. Men pere mamu nko si. And I could see court no okra no appointed judge a man for transport for then I'll be. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So in as much as we want to play the ostrich and think that the Chief Justice is not a political position, it is. What not saying who here? It is a political position. Chief Justice no, and what's on it? President no te abamuno. Woma dwen ko bem krom wo eniema bi ho ansa. Ensusuya aban no wo ma ya temmo eniema no atimi akomus akoso sa pepepe. I hope you get my point.
Yes.
So I don't agree with anybody that says yenko yin krofo bi nkotena dem no mo na nyi Chief Justice mba no mere yen. Anye bi asan krofo ye beto om so aba. Why na be yi san krofo no? Who appoints the committee that will select the Chief Justice? Who? Can you say the president wouldn't have influence on the people that will appoint or recommend who should become the Chief Justice? He will. So I think that the system, we need to make some tweaks, but we shouldn't fix what is not broken. I don't see this system as broken. The system of appointing the Supreme Court a Chief Justice, I don't see it to be broken.
Okay.
And yeah, me abeka sabewe me who say a Chief Justice be aba no say me dey aban we na de me ba enti ya to aba ma aban na lose enti me mpene man what be that Georgina Theodora Wood MPP na de ne ba ya to aba MPP lose 2018 Roman ko wan so e mahama in maami we tokono
yeah
say MPP na de ne ba ya to aba MPP lose and what is so one mpene ma MPP nko wan so e mahama in. So these things, I don't get it. Yama Omano are too partisan. Omano are partisan. And this enka asema anke ni say e pia koduru ba bi no ni e pia asem na manakwa koduru ho. Ohu no. Ebi ni afenyo ma ken asemi. Ebi ni LGBTQ asemi. Enkanya politics asem. But we found a way to make it political. And you be na obetena asem no so no whether or can asem no mane or the anya or that you put a political leanings to Asemna Wakan.
Okay.
So that is my opinion on the matter.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I knew you would definitely give us the best of answers to this particular issue. And Maxwell, what do you also need to have to say on this one?
Okay, sure. A very big thank you for the opportunity. Let me state this and emphasize on it.
Yeah.
We don't appreciate democracy until we lose it. We don't appreciate it until we lose it. Let's take it into consideration. When we talk about the government, we have three arms of government. That's the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, which the Chief Justice falls under the judiciary. Let's ask ourselves, the head of the executive, that's the president. Is the person appointed or being elected? He's been elected. What about the legislature? The speaker is also being elected. So I don't really see the reason why we should allow the president to appoint a judicial for the head of the judicial for us. I don't really think it's a way that is going to promote democracy in our country. Let's take it into consideration. My brother was talking about the president is representing the whole people. Let's ask ourselves, let's take the parliament into consideration. All the 275 constituencies in Ghana are being represented at the parliament. Yes, so their leader is being elected. So I was thinking that there should be a way that we are going to elect a judicial chair. It can be among the judges, maybe top judges. There can be a rank. Maybe if you are this particular rank, you will be able to vote to elect a judicial chair. The reason why we ensure democracy is that we want to ensure fairness and transparency. What if the president is corrupt, then the president decides to appoint this person as the judicial chair? Then if you allow the president to appoint judicial chair, then definitely we should allow the president to appoint a speaker for us.
Okay.
Because still the president is representing us. If the president is representing us, then there is no need for you to elect a constituency member or a constituency rep to represent us at the parliament. So I was thinking that there should be a platform or a way in the constitution that will allow members to elect the judicial chair to ensure fairness and transparency. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay. I'll leave this one to I wouldn't want to indulge myself in this.
Of course, he made a brilliant submission. He made a brilliant submission. But the point is that, you see, when you compare the executive arm of government, the legislature, who elects the head of the legislature?
The head of the legislature.
Who elects him?
Members of parliament.
Members of parliament elected by whom?
By us.
Okay.
By the electorate.
Okay. So, by his logic, by his argument, he's saying that all judges should be elected or just the Chief Justice.
We are talking about the Chief Justice.
No. It can't just be the Chief Justice. If you are talking about elections, because MPs are elected, they go and elect who?
The speaker.
So, who would elect the judges? Or the judges wouldn't be elected. We just go and then elect, the Supreme Court Justice, the Chief Justice.
We would say that, and I'm not defending for him.
Okay.
I'm only also sharing my thoughts.
I just want clarity.
Okay,
yes.
Sure. Well, what I see in what he's saying is this. Okay, for judges, I think, and as a student of law, you people progress through education,
of course,
to get to that stage of becoming a lawyer, a judge. So, as to who heads all of them, probably then all of you in there can go in, just like the members of parliament do for the speaker. The judges will also do it for the Chief Justice.
But do you know that?
Is that not what?
Do you know that there are MPs who are lawyers?
Yeah,
we know.
So those MPs would have responsibility of electing the speaker and electing the president, electing the Chief Justice, right? Just by the virtue that they are lawyers and MPs, right? You see, okay, coming.
We are not saying that lawyers. We are talking about there should be a committee. It can be judges. Judges are going to elect the Chief Justice. That's fine. And I've not seen member of parliament who is a judge. I think a judge, we have a specific number of people who constitute being a judge, and we have some certificate qualification you need to wait before you become a judge. And I know we have the High Court judge. We have a specific number of judges in the country. I think all these people can elect the Chief Justice. I don't know whether you get it.
I get you.
Yeah.
But where
judges are
where the dichotomy of this issue is, judges don't represent the entire nation.
We get it.
They are there by virtue of education. Okay. You get it?
Sure.
So if you are there by virtue of education, maybe given the chance, you wouldn't give or appoint or employ the judge at a circuit court. Given the chance, you would have appointed somebody else. So if that person that you don't have any input in he becoming who he is, goes to take a decision that is binding on you, it is not fair. So if Ghanaians wants to elect the Chief Justice, we can. Nobody say we can't. We just have to amend the constitution, have a referendum, accept it, and then go ahead and elect our Chief Justice. But the thing is that judges cannot sit down and elect Chief Justice because judges are not elected by the people. You get it? That is where the dichotomy is. That is where I don't really agree with him. But I agree with him in general term that we should have a mechanism in place that will probably take some of the powers and make it co-equal. Because as it stands now, it appears to him that by the virtue that the president appoints the Chief Justice, he's subservient or subordinate of the president. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that. But the issue right now is that I think that if we want that to happen, then all judges must be elected. So if it is Goso Circuit Court, you have elections in Goso, they will elect their Circuit Court judge. If it is Goso High Court, you have elections and you elect the. So you now get where I'm going with this.
Okay.
You see, the country will be about elections. So you have
even in the house, if you want to eat fufu,
you have to. So we would have elections, general elections on the 7th December. 2 years after, we are having
Supreme Court.
No, we are having district assembly elections. And then some few days or after, we are having supreme judges elections, the judiciary elections. Then another cycle of general elections start. Again. We cannot develop a nation like that.
Sure.
We have to compromise and trust the people that we are putting in higher position to make decisions that will help us. If they make wrong decisions, that is why we have the chance to vote them out in 4 years.
Okay. Do say Anna, when we say a binim simbi. We are not minim say minim bruno. I had a mindru hanty, my fanasa. Also fanasa baby I would say. But let's get into the main conversations for today. Have we all learned about this deportees coming into the country hosting some deportees from US, some agreements, foreign affairs minister saying, oh yeah, I'm just free US, it's what do we call it, international something or kind, you say, we are a part of it, and so we need to, as it stands now in such situations, be able to host people from other countries who are distressed and all that. NPP Abeka said yes, but I mean, looking at our international bounds that we have as a country, the relationship we hold with the US, the UK, all these people, and in such an instance, there is a situation like this. Do you think we are demanded to go in for this particular agreement or exercise?
You see, I've seen MPP's release, the minority, but I didn't pay much attention to it until I was told we are going to discuss it today, because I saw it as a non-issue. You get it? Ghana has a 90-day visa free for all West African citizens.
Okay.
This only you say you're deporting and free American po. And one Nigeria. And we are now say Obeba Ghana, Obetimia Babetana Ghana 90 days Obia Musana.
Okay.
That agreement went to Parliament and was passed. It's hard about NDC address MPP time. Do you know, I have never said this on this radio or anywhere. Do you know what Nanado's greatest achievement as a president will be? The African Continental Free Trade something. You know what that is? When he was able to lobby and bring the headquarters of that to Ghana. That will be his greatest achievement as a president. Not free SHS, not whatever he did. That. Ghana, we thrive as a very hospitable nation. So, Bujumbura. Kaswa Bujumbura. Him for Nene. Refugees, yes, sir. In the Liberia for Kontokwa, me Jiwonum Betanaha, and fear near Woho, they've been there since the 90s. Rollins at Equat Sre, Kaswa him for Muchas, Assassin on Don Cotanaho. Cote d'Ivoire, Hayai, and Toquastati or Cote d'Ivoire, Omina Jane Bagana. Nancy and Tokoya man, also a Bole side way.
Yeah.
Wamoko he. Wamoko Cote d'Ivoire. So imagine that we say yeah new be away you chroma. Yen nuanom na ntokwa si wo mokrom ye Ghana for no Cote d'Ivoire and then in Kibesi. Do you know that when they were traveling, they traveled by boat on the sea. Omo boat no e capsize there. Uni momo rescue omo. Cote d'Ivoire Coast Guard ne omo military ne in the helicopter ebe rescue Ghana for no. But yet, you see, we are rescuing our neighbors from America. No more bagana. You can't say me and the crown and homachini and me tea and some no. And yes, one more better how they are using here as a passage. We will contact the Nigerian embassy. We've contacted the Gambian embassy, and they are ready to take their people. The people are even ready to go back home. You get it? So it is not a problem. I don't see where the problem. Maybe my brother will tell me where the problems are, and then I can appreciate it properly. But for now, based on the little research that I did last night up to today, I think that I don't see it as an issue. You get it? If there are any other issues, my brother can raise it, and if I have an idea to it, I will address it. Thank you.
Why are you laughing?
It's fine. Okay, sure.
Oh yeah, you can. I mean, you are the people who are against this particular thing. So let us know the reason why.
I think it is the minority who is against it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's a minority.
Okay, I hear.
Speaking for the minority.
Okay.
He's a famous nephew. So.
Oh, fine. It is go for you.
Thank you so much. With this issue about deportees coming from US to Ghana, they are all West African
citizens.
Yeah, they are all West African citizens. My brother was talking about they have the access to be in our country for a maximum of 90 days without any question or without any. Let's ask ourselves. Some are from Nigeria, some are from Guinea, some are from other West African countries. Why is it that they didn't move straight to Nigeria? They moved to Ghana. Why is it that they didn't move straight to Guinea, but they moved straight to Ghana? We have our ambassador who is in US. Nigeria also has the ambassador who is in US. Why is it that the ambassador didn't accept them to move straight to US, move straight to Nigeria, but rather Ghana? Okay, let's not go far. I think last Monday the president told us that all the 14 deportees have relocated to their various countries, of which we all know that it's false. There has been a lot of press conference. The appointed press has also interrogated them. We have get to know that all these are also false. And do you know the funny aspect of all these things? It's even against our constitution. My brother, you are asking, you don't know what's wrong with this. Do you know that Article 75 of the Constitution says that there can't be a bilateral cooperation without Parliament being rectified? And the President has even failed to rectify Parliament about this. And the bilateral relationship between this is not being known to the country. We don't know what's the relationship, what it's going to bring, what's the benefit. We don't really know anything about it. All we know that we are just receiving deportees from US. And you were talking about they have access to be in the country for the next 90 days, but these people are being detained. When you move from your country to another country, you have the right to move. You have the right to do whatever you want, if only it's not against our constitution. But all these people are being detained. First of all, they are being deprived their right to freedom, even their right to come out to speak. That's the freedom of expression. All these are also being affected. So I was thinking that even let's remove the country aside the security it imposed on our security. Let's remove that and let's talk about I'm the one being deported. First of all, my right is being infringed, which they can sue. As at now, they have sued the country, and we are willing to defend. I don't even know whether the country is going to defend or we are going to buy to their condemnation. So it's not creating a very good impression about our country that if truly we are accepting deportees, why are we supposed to detain them? Why is it that government officials are giving the public false information about all these deportees? And I get to know that it's some way they are trying to play with our mind. Let's take all this into consideration. If it's not imposing anything on our country, why are they trying to impose or trying to play with our mind? Means that there is still a question mark which needs to be addressed. And we are hoping that in subsequent days to come, the government will come and address us well without telling us lies.
Okay, so now he has informed me where
where they are disagreeing.
Yes. And then he quoted Article 75
of the 1990.
And he says,
it says that there can't be a bilateral cooperation within two countries without Parliament being rectified. And President Mahama failed to present this budget to Parliament. Since then the President has abused the 1992 Constitution and must therefore submit itself
to impeachment.
To the court. No.
Okay. No. So let me tell you this: Parliament rectification is bigger than what you're saying. When they say you should take something to Parliament to rectify it, it can be subsequent to the action.
Okay.
You understand? That's why I ask you to read it again. Ratification doesn't mean taking it before it happens. It can be taking it after it has happened.
Okay.
And we all know that all these things happen when Parliament was in recess. Should this be the reason why we pay MPs allowance to come and sit down and then rectify this?
Let me get you. But do you know that this must be known to the public? This is what is in the bilateral cooperation. And as at now, they call it the secret cooperation, which you and I, we don't really know what's in it.
They are not calling it secret cooperation. They are calling it a memorandum of understanding. You see, normally I say this. I don't like it when I sit down with politicians. They force me to do politics too. In 2018, we gave access to the American military to set up a base in Ghana. You remember?
I remember.
Okay. Did that go to Parliament? Was it taken to Parliament for ratification? Now let me tell you the things in that agreement. We allowed them unfettered access to our ports. So if they ship nuclear weapons into the country through our port, our security agencies are not allowed to even inspect the shipment they bring into the country. Was that not a threat to our security? If American soldier is walking on the street of Accra and then gets himself in trouble with the people and he shoots a Ghanaian citizen and kills him, Ghana doesn't have any right to prosecute him. They'll have to take him back to his country to prosecute him there. That was the agreement we signed with US in 2018. That aside, that is the politics of the issue. My brother says that when they came into the country, we've detained them. Detention of people into your country is not a crime.
It's a crime.
Oh. When COVID came, people who traveled into your country, and go to hotel, and quarantine for how many days? 2 weeks. Somebody is coming into your country. You don't know you don't know the disease the person is carrying. Also, by the vet you say deporting into. Even Ghanaian citizens, when they deport Ghanaian citizens into Ghana today, when they get to Kotoka, they don't allow them just to go home. Okay. They are taken to the immigration, assessed before they are allowed to go. Who knows the agenda America might be having against Ghana? Maybe I had for no more day, bro. Say, "Omun be infected. Omun do ya Ghana so ye de ya jiomunti ye jama mamako." You see, in as much as we love people, we love to bring people in our country. We must be also mindful of what these people will bring or infect our society with. It was in this same studio that I made the argument that Galamsey, they didn't do it right because they should have taken doctors there and screened them and knew those who were sick and the right way to treat them. So Ghana hampo ye bubu community a enye legal. Na me se yemfa doctor fo nko ne enkohwe omo yade yenkohwe omo apomuden ne ehu se ampa omo ho sisi omo so omo mfa yade bia emba into the community a. How much more the people coming from America? You see, they can go to court. I'm not against the fact that they think that their right has been violated and all that, and they want to go to court. They can go to court. But the fact that you're going to court doesn't automatically mean that you are winning the case. What do I say? If I have misgivings and I go to court, it doesn't mean that the judge will just agree with me and say, "Oh, you have misgivings, so go." There's no absolute right on earth. Every human right comes with responsibilities. So they have the right to enter our country, work freely, go wherever they want to go. But there's a responsibility on the authority to make sure that those rights does not infect or affect Ghanaians with various things that are alien to us, like diseases. You understand? Yeah. So, I know their lawyer is Oliver Bakavomao. That's what he will do. He's a lawyer. If I were him, it will do because they'll pay me. You get it? Yeah. But as to say the judge will agree with their argument, it's another thing. We have not gotten there yet. So if we get to a point that the judge says that, okay, it is true, you infringe on their right, and based on that, I'm awarding them this, then we can have a discussion. Okay. But until that happens, they've gone to court and there's no discussion. Anybody can go to court. Me tie me phone and I'm saying my phone and me police station near the assembly court. The evidence, the issues that we are going to discuss in the court will determine whether I am right or wrong, whether the state did something wrong or they were in a right. You understand? Yeah.
Okay. You were thinking about detention. You were talking about the COVID-19 and other people, they were being detained. But do you know that you cannot be detained if you have not committed any crime or you are not about to commit any crime? If you are detained, they must give you the purpose of you being detained. Okay. You were talking about COVID-19. Let's take COVID-19. That's in 2019, 2020, and 20.
It was 2020. Don't add 2019.
2020, 21, 22. As COVID-19 was still progressing and they were detained. They were detained on a purpose. You can't detain without a purpose. And do you know, as at now, they are saying the 14 deportees, which we don't know whether they are still there or not, but we know that they are still there. So, these 14 people who are still detained, they are being detained without a purpose. And the law, the 1992 Constitution, states it clearly that you cannot detain a person if the person hasn't committed a crime, or you cannot detain a person for more than 48 hours without giving a person the reason for being detained. So I say that with this aspect of the constitution, the people's rights are being infringed.
Why are they being detained?
There is no reason to the reason why they are being detained.
No, I'm not asking why. Okay. Where?
At the camp, military camp. Let me get the military camp. I think the Bonkasi military camp.
Okay.
It's outskirts of Accra.
Okay. You see the point. You see the reason in where they are detaining them. Outskirts of Accra.
The reason for being detained is not known.
To you.
Okay,
to you. No, have you heard from the people that they don't know the reason why they've been detained? They might not agree with the reason why they've been detained.
Let me get you.
But they know the reason.
They know.
Their lawyers have asked for the reason why they are being detained, and there has not been any response. Let's get.
Who did they ask? Who did they ask the reason for being detained?
So you want us to go by the legal procedures?
No, I'm asking.
There is a legal procedure.
Who did they ask?
There is a legal procedure they follow.
Okay.
You can't just. I'm not a lawyer, but the lawyer stated clearly that they are follow all the necessary procedures. Now the issue is at court currently, or that we all know. And before you arrest somebody or detain somebody, the reason should be known.
They've not been arrested though.
That's the reason I say before you be arrested or be detained,
okay.
The reason should be known.
Just making it
The reason should be known. And the lawyers, as at now, they don't really know the reason why they are being detained. I don't know whether you get me right. You cannot you cannot be detained and get a lawyer, and your lawyer doesn't know the reason why you are being detained. Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately you are. Let me put it in the form of arrest or detain at the police. They usually prepare a docket for you, of which you write your statement. You're the complainant also writes a statement. Then they put everything together. Any lawyer that you are going to take, the first thing that the lawyer will request for is your docket, of which it contains the reason why you are being detained. Due to this or due to one or two reasons, you are being detained. We cannot allow you to move freely. Then your lawyer too will know what to do.
What my brother is talking about right now is in relating to a criminal case. Listen, that is where a docket is prepared. A docket is what the charge sheet is prepared to take you to court. In this circumstance, nobody is taking them to court. Who needs to prepare a docket? I'm coming. We only have to give you a reason why we are deporting you. We are detaining you. And I've told you that people coming into the country, we need to do health screening for them.
Okay.
It might not have happened the day we detain them or the day or two we detain them, but it is the process they have to go through before they are allowed free access to our society.
Okay.
Maybe say nkrofo ebeduru hey. And you see detain you. And on buy no influenza, flu. And in fact, do you know the cost that will be on the nation to even vaccinate people against flu? You see, I understand you. I understand everything. You guys need to make it huge so that you get the favor you people want from Ghanaians. But this thing is not a non-issue. I'm coming. So, who took Kwai? Ako. To say when she now could do police barrier now when you catch us say curfew or chrome ho munina ha ma the encha. Is it a detention?
No,
it is a detention. They've detained you. It's Yamra
with a reason.
But with a reason.
It's a reason.
Okay.
But you see, the fact that you are failing to see the reason,
doesn't mean
there's no reason.
Okay.
That's the point I've been trying to make to you.
It's not like we are failing to see the reason. This issue is an issue of national interest.
And some years can be one who sabi nyansa e wom say ye was a detainee omo ye hwe omo say omo apom di this one. One who
let me get right. Say ye ka say detainee obi a. After detaining, the reason should be out. And this issue it's not a mere issue. It's an issue of national interest. And as at now, we all don't know the reason why they are being detained. Whether they are
the lawyers don't know.
The lawyers don't know. As at now, we are talking. The lawyers don't know the reason why they are being detained.
So what are they going to court for? What are they going to court for?
Maybe their
rights have been infringed
to get to know why they've been detained without.
Have you seen the writ issued? Have you seen the writ?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen the writ?
The
writ the lawyers are filed in court. Have you seen it?
I've read through.
You've read through.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the writ saying? What is the lawyer seeking the court to do?
The lawyers are seeking the court for a very simple thing. Mm-hmm. First of all, you cannot detain their client without any reason. Do you get that? And second, you are trying to tell us that the people are not in the country, but the lawyers are still insisting that the government is trying to lie to the people. The people are still in the country. So first of all, the government must make everything transparency. We should get to know that truly they are here. They are not. And also, they should, if you want to detain them, if you want to receive them, that's fine. Just allow them to move. If you won't allow them to move, maybe medical checkup, you have seen that 1 or 2 reasons, or they can cause them. Let it known to the public. This and this is the current situation we are currently facing. If this and this is the current situation that we are currently facing, the lawyers will also know how to go about it. But as at now, the lawyers don't know what's the main reason why you are detaining them. Then it's also, they also have to take the necessary action that they are supposed to take. So try and get them right. I don't know whether you are getting the whole scenario.
I'm not against people going to court. Let's get this clear.
You are only making it clear as to why
they might have detained them.
Okay.
So
and one, you see, I listened to Okuja Ablakwa. He's a foreign minister. I know a lot of people don't like him for obvious reasons. But I listened to what he said on this deportees.
Yeah.
And then he said that they are making arrangement with their mother countries to receive them. And the mother countries have shown interest and agreed to receive them. Okay, Omari wa ponchi abedimo omache aponchi na shedem. Omari o meji wa ponchi. Me bia ponchi na manako. Oba so obeji aponchi na nkonya aponchi no he na dia no. So oba da obe ready say obeji aponchi no. Me kwa fa aponchi no he fa na dia no. I bet you get the logic in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you see, Ghana, and never say no more man cause no. And near my sabi here. I'm not trying to denigrate you. Sabi and near my here and a Ghana for you waste your time so.
But wait, I mean because we are talking about bilateral
agreement. You see, and I'm a catcher say ratification of these things is not precedent to the action. It can be subsequent to the action after the action has taken place. And to grant a procurement laws are we procure we are ultimately call the procurement authority. Yeah, rectify man. So what is this? In the way into Yanko Boka, wouldn't say Parliament call recess near Fred MP. Ye bo ne ho ka be 100,000 cedis and some about tenancy. So in 2024, do you know how the number of records that we did in Parliament? 6 times. And a parliamentarian school fear the catch say more fear there, more on home gym there. By Monsamra, I bo be 100,000 Ghana cedis. Multiply that by 275 by 6. Now a cow, minor boy, recalling members of Parliament. Agreement back up, memorandum of understanding back up. In the end, me yet and my Parliament and my fan for 2 minutes rectify. I just say a fair Parliament back be rectified. Yeah, Mrama Nipo. Me, I'm a student of law and understand that the law allows you with common sense. What do you say? We don't follow the law stricto sensu, but it allows you the person to use common sense. Anything that judges no discretion. The discretion is to allow you to use your own what common sense. And the say a case you dim run stricto sensu, you're a robot. What do you say? So I think that this thing, in as much as we want to make it an issue, the issues can be easily rectified. And yeah, Simbia. Say, Nipan say, I turn it and fa on this one, and not in a court or court. man be kwa kana asem ono so be kana asem judge no de emra no ne sini na adwen ye no ebe bu asem ye bu asem ni wi a odi be ma odi be odi fo a odi fo we enya asem bia
okay yeah cool all right Steve.
Yes. Omas.
Anyways, there is another petition against the presidency from Barack Powers, and he is requesting, he's petitioning the presidency with a request for RTI on the Chief Justice's removal. I think this Chief Justice removal, people have so many concerns to it. People think they warrant more details, which can really grant that. Okay, I don't want to use permission, but that reason to remove the Chief Justice. So but this is what someone is saying. He needs much more information on that to ascertain his own, judgment. Say, no crazy, or it's warrants a removal or not.
Provision and then about opening up the process.
The process.
Provision one for Article 1 for then what does it say? In camera. Ya kwasi say amrani ya say we yenye no kokuam.
But on say well I mean yamena mebeka sam.
Me say ya kwasi say amrana to ho no. Ya say we yenye no kokuam. Ana enye ne edikan ni aye no kokuam o. Ya ye bi kokuam atwam.
Said you way.
Charlotte say Hey, Baku, unim say enyo no kwa Baku charge administrator Baku. And unim mom did the petition no koy. Another prenum na the koy.
Well, unipa.
Aye, another prenum na the petition no call me administrator no charge boss. Henry Lamte, ni na mabachero no.
Okay.
Bakoso science here. NCC Deputy Commissioner of the NCC. Onu ni ndi eyi no. Te sange wo hai.
Yeah.
Una aye be penny wa ha. E na aba na me say me ti akonwa so na wura na say. Stephen, Dubik, sorry tena akonwa wo so na me say me sorry. Baby am tena me pempe. No be try petition. Subordination ye no. We are 146 ya ni. Yes. Insubordination any you know.
So do you don't think this request? People are curious. People want to know.
Mami didn't go retire.
That's an retirement. So premature retirement.
All retire.
Premature retirement.
Mami is sabi omu. Omuda. Omuda. And the young say what is we menya memfa samba no oteso no a ena owo be fa no koye nkebele
there's a current situation. That's fine.
The judiciary is not the Chief Justice. Let's get this clear.
We understand.
The judiciary is not the individual occupying the office of the Chief Justice. Even the Chief Justice office is not a person. Abiding good Chief Justice office no. Nipa no oti office no mu no e na obi di petition aba se ne niema ne ne nyuma e bi nso ani nti ye hwe so ne enyina so ne enyi no mfiri ho emra ne se eba saa ye nya bibia akokoam se ne ebe ya Chief Justice na ye yi no ni hungu fi ana enkrofo na omo de petition na ba no wo mo hu nkoye obi ahi.
Okay.
That is the reason behind making it in camera, because nipa no wa abusuafo o wa adofo okogina ne ye ne petem na akeka nsem bi na ewie akire ne ye di yi no obi timi de ho ahi de aba be bo tirim kun So ko kan sem bi fa no ho so wia na ya mwa no fo anase wani fo a na still a wotwa na dwuma yen so a that things will be a scar on her image. Lawyers are very smart and I've dealt with a lot of lawyers and in court proceedings lawyer to be busa question in the courtroom knowing very well say question where me say it will be overruled. My opponent will raise an objection and it will sustained. But obe busa just to dent your image or create a perception in the mind of either the jury or the judge. These things are antics that happens in the courtroom. And the sabi me who or more take court and processes. Listen here, lawyers see di omujuma or court. No more saying be jina bontenki kan zinzia. Yeah, I ask myself that. Do they really understand what they are saying? What the petition kosi yemfa adenoma. Meboa. Chief Justice na adenfa no so who petition na yi no.
Tension no no so say o challenge wo court.
And mind you, sa RTI na wo hono.
Yeah.
Any information bia na RTI na dem awo.
Okay.
Unim sa. By the virtue say, yes say, sa petition we should be in camera no granted RTI no it won't be granted. Why na the bema? So I'm the manual, not just like yem abai no empe kasa de say and I request ya amfa na it is the right it is well within the law not to grant this RTI request because the constitution makes provision that it should be in camera. Okay. And every legal instrument that is contrary to the constitution is deemed what? Illegal. And the RTI no ekokase yemie adenum yemie mo bia humu a constitution na aka RTI is an act of parliament meboa. Say parliament in the quarter say the act of parliament doesn't supersede the constitution.
Okay.
And the parliament ko hyehyemra wie near the betoto constitution no ho mother law parent law no na ne parliament ahyehyɛ no bo abra sa amra no yetugu say enyemra fun.
Okay.
You get my point? So if the RTI is requesting for information that the constitution should say is in camera, then who am I? On fan kwai say the man obeje.
Okay.
Or the man no the beto abontia. Ye nyina be kan bi amfa ama no so a. Se ne nchechiremu ya makan will be the justification in here. Ye mfa man.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Maslo.
Mama get to talk on bread.
Woman bread.
I don't know and calm everything down because it seems she just keeps escalating her own popularity in a way that shouldn't have been.
Well, me say say mami by some divine intervention. Well, most are reinstated. And near my why in the conduct through this period, no. Somebody will will write a petition based on that, and she will be removed.
Again.
And never be contrary to the Constitution of Ghana. But we are not ready for the argument because we've tainted the thing. You are done on MPP, NDC, MPP, Constitution now on judiciary now no down on. Woman interpret the Constitution.
Yeah.
Constitution they say it should be in camera. Mami be jina bontin for a sheet of paper can kind. Kwa dia bono meboa in camera no uwia wo say minimum timami ni minya miji umujidie se mra na wo no wantimi ani so no me mra wo nche na kire mra no na me nkodi so. How does that work?
Okay. Max.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I'm thinking of Brackon. Yeah, he's just a concerned citizen. Yeah.
I don't even know who he is.
He's a lawyer.
Okay.
I think he's a concerned citizen and we're interested in the reason why Chief Justice in the film. So I don't really see anything bad with what he's doing. Yeah, but if the Constitution says it should be in camera, I think it's supposed to be in camera.
Okay.
But as a concerned citizen there, he has the right to request for it.
Okay.
If he's granted, that's fine. If it's not granted, then...
But do you think it should be granted to him? since the constitution is saying they should be in camera. Okay, let me ask this. Did the constitution say the process should be in camera, or is stated that the reason should be?
Okay. The process should be in camera. Yeah. It means from start to finish.
To finish, everything is supposed to know.
But isn't the issue being finished now? So
but you see, say in camera no encompasses all the proceedings, and the report is part of the proceedings. What I say, and it's all trail letter say say the real proceeding made the process no made the kwaje adie no still it's part of the part of the process. In the end, mean to be and can just say enfama. You get it? Yeah. I think this. Excuse me for eating into your time, okay? I think this RTR request is another leg or another form of raising the issues or making us talk about it, the issues, because at the end of the day, the RTI will be denied. And when it's denied, we will have another thing to talk about. I've been around politicians, so I know their schemes.
So do you think there is someone behind all these things?
Oh,
instigating the undiament of the issue. They don't want the issue to die.
Now, bravo, the anchor. I didn't even find out.
As a person citizen, there, you are supposed to be interested in this stuff.
You see, Sadio, yeah. Abraham, who say, I'm moving from reality. I could do a good DNA politics. Bra petition bra yi ye dey asam no call yi da bi nye the mono bra dey asam no call yi e go ask court no Mrs. Sada
$10 million
Mr. Sa
$10 million
see e go ask court no odi asam ho no obua o man before o man pa no o de football na obua na di no cry no ka you see Ghana court bet me asha Ghana police or munchi obi man with a bench warrant. Equals court. Wait me catch Ghana. So I'm the bench warrant don't go to obi vanabra.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Okay. So what was some go I just say?
Oh,
uncle baby. Wow.
And so what is the other?
Woman didn't can on my court on what you want away. The Hague. The International Criminal Court has a standing force. Interpol no ndi o majuma meboa. Yeah. ECOWAS court no mo de na ne. ECOMOG go. ECOMOG na an association of group of military from ECOWAS meboa. E na o maka bom no mo de o mo e pattern to kwa in the ECOWAS sub-region. Agu. And this amity we no I was my boss for the call court. What they call court why you go for why could do Supreme Court. Ni nyina wadi for. And Adam call ECOWAS court. And ECOWAS court say, oh, what did them? Why sentence me to 10 years imprisonment? You ben ECOWAS court them beko.
Say you ukrum di.
Oh why police even eventually. Police even eventually cause a jail. So easy. Say ne talk on the case yakwa and say let's cause disaffection for the government on the international front.
Oh, okay.
Nankanya sa Ghana ye kan asem Ghana. Osori ana dimika na makoshia a diplomatic call. Na makoshia we no. Na makoyesi Paul Afoko nua ketwa Gregory Afoko. Ye man belo kro we mu. Ye man belo ye bail no ye nyina kopem say mahama bae e no obi ya Attorney General akoyi no when they call ECOWAS eno ni ndie ne fa ho die so quarter man bail ba obi se men tia se ma nkofie na nkofie china that was kidnapping and no nanka MPP for trail letters e de call say ye nya no anka metia se na nkrofo ya deportees ya omoka obasemi Gregory Afoko no e Ghana ni o na tell my way in your Ghana ni. Ba bra court bad bill no. You can say I'm paying money coffee and then coffee china. He will be am let and cover ya. It is. Gregoria folk on go be see you on my way. Eh? I just kebu do. Minim ni ndi a onye. On tell me school and about representative.
Akoji sikapu.
Ai, akoji sikapu do na me na che.
But Maxwell, do you have anything to add to this particular issue?
I think the what they call equal scores and just under mine. Anyway, me putting in that sense. Yeah, in that sense. Or right to be to that.
Of course.
Or the copper money name.
Sure.
And you should get that one.
Yeah, of course, I get that.
Obi say we go fake on one fan quite fine. But say talk Lucas for the bakwa, one of the copper, she still has the right to what the code I see says still fine. It's still fine.
Okay. Another, if we are very lucky, we will close very early. I'll be very happy with that.
If we close early.
Yeah.
And that's a controversy is not awesome. I said, I'm going to be a controversy. And I'm going to be a controversy. Max said, you're Kaka Gary and Wajai.
Now, man, come on, but there is a thank you talk going on. Ebinum ko apology to, ebinum ko thank you to, and I thank you to. And this tour is being spearheaded by the ruling party's general chairman, who is also called General Mosquito. And the person of Mr. Isidun Ketia. And people are raising some concerns about it. There's been talks behind the scenes that he is vying for the presidency after the final term of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And with that in mind, we've also heard about the chief of staff who is also vying for the same position. But we've seen in recent times that the chief of staff has been spearheading many presidential events. He's been on the front of so many things. There's an event here. Chief of staff is speaking there. There's an event. So it's more of his advertising himself. He's selling himself to the people. You know. And Crawford Jane said, "Well, Jamon so shy and say no." Until no so popularizing a Mokakra.
Well, Jamie are popular now.
Jamie are popular.
A buy in this one.
Will be a popular.
You let the bread in China bottle. On to know. Me say, even if I say don't get contest Mahama in NDC, Mahama will struggle to win that elections. I'm telling you the truth. Me say, if I say don't get contest Mahama in MPP NDC internal elections, Mahama will win, but he will struggle to win that elections.
I don't see it that way.
I say don't get by NDC politics. Now Mahama you know this. Let me remind you of this. I say don't get by Ghana politics. Now Mahama ain't a politician.
But do you think there is a particular motive, an ulterior motive, a self-interested motive?
Party or party penny.
Yeah.
And no one there in this party now.
No, okay.
So the fact that upper president and identity his obligations as the party chairman should be thrown out of the window.
But I am pastor of a president.
Me so can't tell me.
Okay.
Julius Debra organizing works are Ghana for say and your bonnet. So Julius Debra walk with Julius Debra. Ghana for say and your bonnet. Bonnie be any near who yampo. But I say don't get ya quiet. Quiet, thank you to the hey. Oh man, and I saw one comment about this coming from why could you cry friend
Franklin?
Yes. Tell Julius the Branco Galam say no, thank you to. Hey, I said don't get Yanko Galam say No, thank you. Now, see, hey, so that the party chairman and Galamsey. You who Stephen in Tim or Galamsey side to Benya. So, Galamsey, you see, the point I'm trying to make, in as much as I'm trying to attach some humor into it, the fact still remains that Asiedun Ketia is the party chairman of the NDC. He has obligations to the delegates and the people of the NDC, the supporters of the NDC.
So you think that is all that it is?
You see, there can be ulterior motive. Meno, because Asiedun Ketia can't say, or per president di. So Asiedun Ketia Babontema can't say, or per president di. And we and Kamaka say, look, what you're doing, it is not time for it. And we can time it as a or your campaign.
Okay.
But here and the thank you toy. Okay. A man for anka so a campaign one can't change more. Thank you to no your man for a second. Now, but me dating for that man for us.
No, so or once you know sign airport much.
So I down massive. So my man 41. 41 naturally no. Also a palm much I'll say. Man, ye cry. Man, ye cry. Na mon pamacho. That is aside the point.
Yeah.
But so Oshe party den sheye NDC party den sheye. Sanka boni bi wo mu a. Nka general secretary bi ba bonten ba say this is not sanctioned by the party. What is a party executive bi aka say? You say din ketia ye no. It's not sanctioned by the party. It can even be said the executives came together and then agreed that Asiedun Ketia call this thank you to. When Asiedun Ketia was busy campaigning at Akotia, didn't he have presidential ambition? Can't anyone also say that he was furthering his presidential ambition there? Asiedun Ketia, where NDC a campaign strategy. President won a campaign team. Vice president, presidential candidate, on a campaign team. Asiedun Ketia as the party chairman, and so on a campaign team. And the Obia Kobe, Bia. Nipa Asiedun Ketia Shaman, you want Mahama Shaman. When Mahama goes on a thank you tour, he's going on a thank you tour to all Ghanaians. Asiedun Ketia call thank you tour, or that one more party folks, party executives, no more branches, or no, one more mere polling agent.
Okay.
One more boa party, one more year, Jumama party in Bapa. Or no, Okoda or Massey. Or started thank you tour or started. Also, I mounted a platform, you know, so a casa. Or cause a delegate, party people, no, all cook. No, down Massey. No, couldn't baby. So, where is the issues about this? Rasmu Balak on my engineer. Eh? Let me check something. I think Ras Mubarak was against Asiedun Ketia's candidature to be a party chairman. Let me see.
Really?
Yes.
Who was for?
Miss Makubit Miakasa
Yeah. Okay, issue. Me say Asiedun Ketia engineer baby in declaring intention crossing his will be running for presidential or the flag bearership of the NDC. We cannot testify to that fact. A lot of Ngofu Busana say he's willing to contest for the position of the NDC flag bearership, and a lot of circumstances, almost all the circumstances now, on opinion confirm say he'll be running for the position of the NDC flag bearership. But there are issues about case when I say as the party chairman, yeah, truly has the right to organize a thank you tour to thank the NDC folks. That one it's fine. But why not say we include all executives here? We show the ma comment in it question mark about thank you tour now you say on one picture that's on kweko. You know my sense you're supposed to include the flag bearership who then was Mahama. But they say we including the Kwampokwa, you could include your party secretary or one or two people to make it seem say truly NDC national executives na moye there moko thank you to acquire NDC for us. This is that one, it really makes sense. Naka raise a lot of comments about this, but ononkwa eko akodo masino akodo masino ononkwa picture na sada banner so the picture na sada flyer so flyers eko na for thank you to na is in a way of somehow promoting Asiedun Ketia. But I don't really see a problem with it because first of all we're party chairman. All internal affairs of the party now, he's in charge of making sure say you're better and then be bed and be able to go smoothly. When declare an ambitious of a person running for NDC flag bearership. But all corner in most appropriate way, Uncle Betty May say he could have included maybe 1 or 2 executives just to reduce the comment. But in a way, he has been in the game for quite a long time. So I think he knows what he's doing.
He's doing okay.
What we are thinking, it might not even be. Maybe truly or per se grassroots for no more attention so or everything should go as it's supposed to be. That could also be one reason, but in appropriate way in there. Now Kobet may include 1 or 2 people just to reduce comment from Ghanaians, because if you want to be the presidential aspirant for NDC, reducing all these comments in some way somehow really will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, asem no kano. Eye pa o. Ba Ghana ho bi thank you to your dear man for cancer can twem. So can okay say obi thank you to the man for nyina kan ma sika. So can twem. Okay.
Sato no mu wi.
O ma nwie. Me de minim to grow when I was say obusa me.
Na so se o mo wi. So no mu twa so be no conference. Conference e
so can twem. And e go wi ase mo wi ko ti Ohian TV. Oh no. Mobi got Ohian TV. You see, that was just by the way. That was just by the way.
Yeah.
You see, say, Osha NDCCCI that we are. The grassroots are not happy.
Really?
Yes. They're crying for jobs. Also, when you're Juma, my Juma party about power cry in 9 months in few. One TB. Mimi TB.
Omo enjoy pound.
Sana who
That's 1 million cuckoo. There's a lot of jobs.
You see. And no, it's for some level of grassroots, of course. But more from what pano. I said, no qualifications. And that is one of the reasons why MPP lose elections, because they couldn't put their core grassroots together.
So
they felt neglected.
You think that is why CLD is trying to touch base?
It should be the reason why he's touching base, but as to it being the reason why I cannot say.
Okay.
What I say, because I wasn't there when the decision to go on the thank you tour was taken. That should be the core reason why. But as if it is the reason why, I cannot say.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, say Yekoyi Julius Debra, say on a flag bearer. Mikro menshia, Makrasi menshia. What could run a gosso? And I said that dear swabba. Na menshia granasa one dear. Julius Debra to me go. Nippani in answer to me, Messia Julius Debra, ewo, that dear swabba. And in Crawford, Kirby no be sure more that there's about woman never call. Eddie and some Julius the Brabbe kind, aqua 2 or more man could be anymore. And this our one back on and you're happy with you, and I is not happy with governance. Oh, qua, or more, some ben on the country, and Crawford or man could be.
Okay.
Oh, grow on this animal with Diagro. Ube dinku go elections more. If this is the rationale or the yes, hallelujah. And Keba more party no. But say no, so na been pobita chira. Oh my unu. What I say? Then enquire to say kwesi konsu no gina kwenti as a what te na ade. If you want to be president, if you want to be what do you call it? Flag bearer. Constitution outlines the qualification to be president. Okay, we will evaluate it and see say, oh, is he sound mind? Is he of good character? What did Bonnie be gonna happen any idea? What I say? You're trading in amu. Now your answer, no. Now why your papa sabi what tene men can what tene in Christian contest. What tene say constitution number who can say who contest here. Every no do I pick your forms. By your campaign. Say NDC for na tomorrow we are. And yes NDC for na tomorrow we are president to. Ghana for so better so aba. What I say? And this NDC for no be hwenya mi anim. no ma yi sebia onipa Ghana for ento abama na omo amasama
sure
nti me hunu we ya baby a we ya asem ni ade na ade example pa asem ya make example of that here sa tetem ya na amanfo say John Mahama person ko tetem John Mahama ko amend the constitution near cast one ko tetem it's not automatic. Ghanaians will still vote. Whether we want him to continue on the third term or not is not incumbent on the amendment of the constitution, but incumbent on people voting for him.
Okay.
What I say? Yeah. So asem we nya asem. Me dey be am asem say minimum asem am fan asem. But I see certain things as trivial issues that we don't have to spend much time and even waste our precious airtime discussing them.
These things, okay.
Maybe when say omanum acquire MPP won some nkwa na yeka. And we must find a way to also bring NDC in some. What was that video be na entonton bi so general say to what no. AI generated but and none of pay me no Joy FM say one more case it's a video and somebody it's AI generated the video now AI by Joy FM as a big radio station at work at discuss video no in context of I say don't get so or thank you talk video na AI generated no yeah the AI video no Joy FM at work set the agenda for people to follow. You get it? So I see says ni na 10 cents, 16 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. Since into one person one factor. One person factor be so normally obi NDC for so the be can on say here e bi o party we may be so party we. Uhu video a I say you didn't get any video there bro almost.
And Akwete election.
So what was that video? What was that video? Me ma hu video sa too.
Na am pass no more sir.
Ai.
But say uncrofo say on talk o monte.
Eno ni asem ma me de bia ma metana maka me kan se here. Say o my me guso ne wo kontokwa. Me gina ho ne wasa. Na obi say NDC party no ase do nkatia empe Julius asema. And I say wo mo tam ho mo kontokwa gididia. Ka Julius betimi ayi chief of staff. What do you mean you? President ma appointment na party tu na isi so a emfa Ghana politics na ewo no sa na tie your mind is so be ba Ghana ha emfa
okay
President Akufo-Addo ya so ni so onyi kan for ata ide na to no na party for so onye de onyi no wo ya na dwe so onyi no ewi e kire de na ba na 41% no and the party no can some as president now ya dwe say wo mfa yeah edu be kwa koduru be bia di obi aduru pe.
Okay. Max.
Yeah. Now
and I only be aka.
Oh David. We I said you get that there now. Me I don't it's still okay. Okay so be but on can so pay for 2-3 weeks can on still.
All right.
Until now who status MVP there was still conflict but working as a group, I think still you still find the way of resoluting conflict. Okay. So I think say conflicts when people one or two happen and misunderstand happen, and that doesn't mean say if truly so we include you be a shema conflict about one team so and I said there won't be conflict. And I think say issue the one by main issue now is say NDC has a party na kasakwa and should release in official communique behind by say truly we are in support of what I said Dunkete is doing, and I say they
have not said
anything. They have not said whether they support or they don't support. And now you're creating question mark, man, because you know matter as the party chairman there. So yeah, there's so by then this will to say in any way the party should support.
Okay.
Say and this is for the year then yeah thank you to leading by the chairman that's as said Dunkete by and this is for fire by on one willing you know send a promise or you're doing 2024 campaign, so we will thank you to Noko. And I might create a lot of questions and comments about it. I think it's so fine.
Okay, but so since we are leaving the studios, right, that were your last words and then and then they won't you be I won't you can yet. Steve.
On Chabra. Chabra.
Star where.
Can't do it in a channel.
I'll be back.
Steve.
Yes.
Your final.
They be a Mikasa same way as my final words. yɛkyekyerɛ ɔman yɛ ana ɛto mmerɛ bi a ɔman no mu nyinaa no yɛnte ase sɛ yɛmfa politics no ɛnkonkɔn hɔ ne yɛnyɛ nneɛma a ɛbɛma ɔman no akɔ so politics no deɛ ɛyɛ adeɛ yi mmom deɛ bɛduru mmerɛ bi yɛyɛ no too much a ɛno nso sɛe nneɛma nti asɛm a meka
Well, that is all we have for you this morning. We thank you. It's been a pleasant week. It's been educative. It's been exciting as well. In the afternoon, we have so many coming your way. Even right after this show, there are a lot of music those coming in your way. So stay tuned. We will be back on the breakfast show same time next week. Enjoy your weekend.